Gala Pin is running late on the most important day of her life. She's on her way to be sworn into office at Barcelona's City Hall. Could you ever have imagined that you would become a city councillor?
No. I would never have imagined I had become a city councillor. No. Politics does not belong only to the political class. We want to be the protagonist of this, of what happens with politics. It affected us in our daily life, in our fundamental rights.
Gala is part of a new breed of politicians sweeping to power in Spain. The 34-year-old is impatient for change.
I don't think that there is an age to make politics and to make things change. But I think that we cannot wait anymore. No one will come and save you if you do nothing.
So don't wait.
No, don't wait.
In 2011, the clamour for change was deafening. Protesters known as indignados or outraged filled town squares across the country. Youth unemployment was 44% and rising. Hundreds of thousands had been evicted from their homes in the wake of the global financial crisis. Many saw the established political parties as corrupt and in league with big business. The protest movement was named 15M after the day it started, the 15th of May 2011.
"15M was one of the most important issues that happened in Spain in the last 40 years.
The mass gatherings lasted several weeks. People refused to go home. They'd lost faith in old-style politicians and believed the time had come for change.
I think the most powerful thing that you can feel is hope, no? Hope and knowing that together you can change that. And this was also one slogan that was in almost all the collectives I've been, that is that alone you cannot do that, but with friends and with other people you can achieve whatever you want to.
Gala Pin started out as an activist fighting for housing rights. One of her closest colleagues was Ada Colau.
Que te digan que todo es culpa tuya, de que hemos vivido por encima de nuestras posibilidades, que tenemos lo que nos merecemos y que las cosas son así y no pueden cambiar. Y durante un tiempo nos convencieron de eso, ¿no? Pero luego hubo mucha gente que empezamos a decir no puede ser, tiene que poder ser de otra manera, nos empezamos a organizar.
Ada and Gala helped set up a new political party with a radical anti-austerity agenda that includes slashing politicians' privileges, stopping evictions, and creating more openness and citizen participation in government.
Hi ha una revolució democràtica en curs.
Catalunya, en España,
en el sur d'Europa.
I més allà. Volem que Barcelona sigui la capital del canvi.
Tenim clar
que aquesta revolució és nostra.
de totes les persones.
Crowd-funded and less than a year old, their party won the municipal elections.
Muy bien, porque es una mujer que sale de la calle, conoce lo que es la gente, que los que están arriba ahora no saben lo que es la calle, no saben ni lo que vale un café.
Now, Ada Colau is about to be sworn in as Barcelona's first female mayor. This is a real moment of hope for many people here in Barcelona. You can hear people in the crowd chanting in Spanish, "Yes, we can." For many people who've felt powerless for so long, this is an important day. One of the leaders of their movement is coming to power, and she's promising to include them in decision making for this city.
Volem un ajuntament amb parets de vidre, transparent, de veritat transparent.
Gala's family is here in the crowd to witness the moment.
Llorado de emoción por nuestra hija y por la ciudad. Es un cambio para nuestro país. Eso pone la piel de gallina.
We've been given special access as Gala and her colleagues start their first week in office. How will they make the huge transition from revolutionary activism to mainstream politics? Barcelona is one of Europe's most popular tourist destinations. The 8 million visitors who come here every year put a lot of pressure on housing affordability for the city's 2 million residents. Anger over the housing crisis helped bring Gala and her colleagues to power. In Spain, people are not only evicted for falling behind on their mortgage payments, they're still expected to repay 40% of the debt, even after the property has been repossessed.
Instead of finding people that were angry with the bank, you found a lot of people feeling guilty and trying to commit suicide, and actually we said that this law has killed more than hundreds of people.
Every day across Spain there are more than 100 evictions. Many of them are low-income workers who were encouraged by the banks to take out big loans.
Bueno, estaba muy perfecto, muy bien. Íbamos a tener nuestra propia casa y estaríamos más felices. Pero una vez, ya después cuando ven que te van subiendo los intereses, que no hayas cómo pagarlo, que no esto, es agobiante. O sea.
Orhelia and her 4 children are squatting in this flat after being evicted from their own house when they could no longer pay their mortgage. Across Spain, thousands are living like this, illegally in properties the banks have left empty.
Sí, muy nerviosa. Dormido a las 3 y cuando quisieron ser las 6:30 ya estaba despierta.
Orhelia's been told a locksmith is coming today to change the locks and throw them out. But the activists have turned up too.
La verdad, ahora me siento mejor, más tranquila, porque por lo menos ya yo sé que tengo apoyo de alguien y le agradezco mucho que estén aquí conmigo ayudándome, porque la verdad que me hacía muchísima falta.
Muy bien. In this case, the activists have had a victory for now. The scale of the problem is enormous. It's estimated that up to 3.5 million homes have been left vacant in Spain, and it's little wonder that it's thrown up political leaders like Ada Colau and Gala Pin.
En todo el país, afortunadamente, que la ciudadanía se ha dado cuenta de que el destino está en nuestras manos. Entonces, si nosotros no damos un paso adelante, nos organizamos y nos corresponsabilizamos para salir de esta crisis mejor de cómo entramos a ella, vamos directos al abismo. Si no hacemos nada, es lo más peligroso que podemos hacer.
Laura, hola.
It's not just Ada, Gala and colleagues in Barcelona who are trying to create a new political reality. The municipal elections also signalled a dramatic change in many other cities, including the capital, Madrid. We're here to meet the head of citizen participation and transparency in Madrid's new city council.
Most of the people that we are seeing here, they're tourists.
Pablo Soto was one of the first demonstrators at 15M in Madrid's main square.
Altogether, we realized that the only important fight is democracy. Democracy is the word that can end all the other wars. And if we win democracy, we can have everything else.
Pablo Soto never imagined he would be a politician. The youngest of 8 children, he taught himself computer programming when he was still at school. He went on to invent a file-sharing program in his 20s. Global music companies accused him of music piracy and tried to sue him for 13 million euros, but they lost.
It sort of makes you strong if you win. These guys are big fishes, they're big corporations. But there's no reason why we shouldn't talk to them face to face. That's a good way for thinking politics. Politicians for too long are treating companies and big corporations like the real powers, and the power should be the people.
The 15M movement was a very modern brand of people power.
25% of the people that slept in Sol the first night were hackers.
The activists used social media to rally their troops and make collective decisions.
With all those technologies, there's a critical mass for the people to make things that were unthinkable of just a few years ago.
Was it magical, the atmosphere here?
Absolutely. The 15M movement, the Dignados movement, it was not a happening. It was not a camp that started and ended. No? It was sort of a climate change, a weather change, a feeling change that created a new political subject that was the majority of the people in Spain reclaiming things that the system is not able to give. When we said we want real democracy now was the slogan, and they called us anti-system. And we said, no, we are not anti-system. The system is anti-us. But if you ask for democracy and the system says, no, that's not good, then we need to change the system. The system is broken.
Madrid had been ruled by the right-wing Popular Party for 24 years before they lost their grip on power in the municipal elections. Carlos Floriano was the Popular Party's campaign director.
Are you surprised that the indignados who protested in the square have now gone on to take political power?
No sabíamos si eso iba a tener una canalización política, ¿no? Pero efectivamente la ha tenido, ¿no? Y yo creo que eso es positivo, que haya una canalización política de quien se sienta fuera del sistema. A mí eso me parece positivo. Pero una vez dentro del sistema hay que saber que hay que respetar las ideas de los demás, que hay que saber dialogar sin insultar. Estar desde fuera criticando es muy fácil. Lo complicado es estar dentro gobernando y tomando decisiones, ¿no?
Madrid's old school media are already making life difficult for the newcomers. They've published tweets that Pablo and some of his colleagues wrote several years ago when they were a long way from governing the city.
Well, things are pretty much crazy. I have thousands of death threats on my Twitter. And the thing is that the powers that be, they're diving on the internet and trying to find any sentence that we've said in the last 20 years to demonstrate that we're terrorists.
In 2013, he says as a joke, Pablo asked on Twitter how long you get for killing a government minister.
That's that building in our back. That's where the mayor works. That palace. Come on.
It's not easy keeping up with Pablo Soto. He was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when he was a child. It hasn't slowed him down.
Pues aquí en la puerta, vamos.
Pablo's first job is to tell his core team about the press attacks.
Tenemos un problema muy grave.
Vale. ¿Estamos juntos?
Sí. Vale. Tenemos un problema. Es que toda la, más allá de que estamos en portada en el New York Times como terroristas, y toda la oposición que pide nuestra cabeza.
The team heads into the office for the first morning's work with the Twitter scandal hanging over them.
Espera. Hoy a partir de ahora, juntitos, centraditos, ¿vale? Mucho respeto a la gente que haya y que hay que caerles bien, necesitamos caerles bien, es muy ahí, guay.
Vamos a disfrutarlo, que es un día muy guay.
Vamos.
Pablo meets staff he's inherited from the previous regime.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué hay? Yo soy Pablo.
Some of whom had been worried they might lose their jobs.
And I'm telling them that what we are going to do the next few years is the most important thing that we are going to probably do in our lives, and that I need them. I just told them that they are not fired, that I just want them to join in. And
how big is the pressure of expectations? It's one thing to be an activist, it's another thing to be a counsellor, a manager, a leader.
I'm not a representative. I don't plan to represent anyone. I'm here to build the mechanisms so that people can represent themselves. So as long as you realize that, you don't lose your mind trying to be perfect. No, I'm a normal guy in Spain that, just like millions of people in this country, realized that we need to improve our democracy because it is not solving the most basic problems of society. So let's get the job done.
Getting on with the job is proving impossible this morning. The Twitter saga has escalated. A new culture counsellor, Guillermo Zapata, has been forced to call a press conference about tweets he wrote back in 2011. He's accused of posting a joke about the Holocaust that says he was taken out of context.
Este escenario podía generar complicaciones para el desarrollo de un área tan importante como es cultura. Yo veía razonable no ser la persona responsable de ese área.
Less than 4 hours into a 4-year mandate, the new city council loses one of its key people and one of Pablo's closest friends.
Pablo Soto has barely settled into his new office, but things are already heating up. The power of social media, which helped to get these young activists elected, is now coming back to bite them.
The powers that we are confronting are the kind of powers that are literally destroying the lives of hundreds of thousands of people in Spain. There's been 500,000 evictions, which means taking a family out of the house and let it be in the street. 500,000. And there's been 1 million Spaniards flying away of this country because they have no future. More than 25% of the people is unemployed. More than 1/3 of the families don't earn 600 euros a month. And this has been made by the people that is in power now. And he's got to resign because he made a bad joke? Come on, it's so unfair.
Do you feel angry?
Yeah, I do.
Sad?
A lot, yeah.
Do you worry about your own future?
No, I'm enraged a little bit, so it's not easy for they're not gonna make me resign. Not now. Alfonso is It's a guy from this neighborhood, my neighborhood.
After a tough first day, Pablo is still determined to talk about people power and the politics of participation.
In the electoral campaign, we were visiting all the neighborhoods. And in every neighborhood, they know what they need. They really know what they need. Okay, we need a school. Okay, we need this park. But the thing is that they don't have the tools to decide it. But if you let them assign the money to, it's their money after all, you know? They're gonna spend it wisely.
The new politics underway in Spain's biggest city is being overseen by Pablo's boss, the new mayor, Manuela Carmena. The 71-year-old former judge was a democracy activist during the Franco dictatorship.
Porque yo creo que es demostrar que aquellos jóvenes airados del 15M son la promesa, es el futuro de una nación que tiene que estar siempre dando el puesto a sus jóvenes, ¿no? Yo me siento absolutamente provisional, yo intento facilitar el desarrollo político de esta generación de gente joven, ¿no? Yo siempre digo que soy un puente, yo no tengo futuro, yo no tengo más que presente, pero tengo la posibilidad de ayudar a la gente joven que pase por este puente, ¿no? Ellos tienen su futuro, es lo mejor que puede haber de la sociedad española.
Do you think there is a long-term future for these new politicians who have come from the square, have come from 15M? Is there a long-term future for them, or do you think they will go quickly?
Durará lo que la gente quiera, ¿no? Lo que los ciudadanos decidan con su voto. Desde el principio están dando marcha atrás en sus políticas, porque son populistas e irrealizables, porque ni en el momento actual pueden llevarse a cabo, ni en el futuro tampoco, ya sea porque no es posible legalmente, porque no es posible económicamente, o porque Europa no permite alguna de las políticas que quieren poner en marcha, ¿no?
The new mayor of Madrid is more concerned that traditional politicians have been out of touch with the people.
Un activista conoce bien a la sociedad y conoce cuáles son los problemas de la sociedad. Cuando el activista llega a la institución, tiene claro qué es lo que debe hacer. A mí lo que me preocupa es cuando llega alguien a tener un puesto de poder en la política sin tener la perspectiva de servicio a la ciudadanía.
Back in Barcelona, Gala Pin is still trying to get used to the protocols of being in office.
When you were an activist, could you ever imagine a day that police would be saluting you?
No. Just 4 years ago in the 15M, if someone has told us about that, we would be like,
Never.
Sí. What I realized is that I need a secretary. I've never had one, and I thought that I wouldn't need it, but actually I don't need 4 offices, but I need 1 or 2 secretaries. I really want to have time to walk in the street and to catch what's happening in the street and not have meetings all the time. If you don't take a little bit of care of your time, you can be the whole day having meetings and being nice.
The new councils cannot take their foot off the gas now they're in power. Later this year, general elections will offer people the chance to take this new brand of citizen democracy from the cities to a national level. And the new federal parties like Podemos will be judged on how people like Ada Colau and Gala Pin perform.
Now we have to show that it will be a big change for this country, but we still have to demonstrate that things can be done in another way.
While the economy may be showing signs of recovery, unemployment remains stubbornly high.
Entonces, uno de los objetivos que tenemos es que haya más participación ciudadana, y yo lo dije en mi discurso de investidura: si no lo hacemos bien, echadnos.
Los yayos con sus chalecos, pa' mejor dejarse ver. ¡Aupa!
¡Colao!
It's still early days for the new regime, but already they've made changes, blocking a big tourist development and stopping evictions from public buildings.
So we've got the local delicacy here, which is called fideuà, which translate in English to 17 kilos of noodles and prawns, I think is the correct translation, and some salad to make you feel good about yourself.
For these fledgling politicians, the real test will be whether they can really change the way that politics works.
In Spain we have 8,200 towns and cities and villages that have new governments. So there's Spain right now is like a field of experimental democracy. Oh, we have no time. We receive more attention because we are Madrid, but there's magic happening everywhere. This is gonna change forever this society.